Good afternoon to you all. Again, this is an unexpected little live. I'll just wait for some people to come in. Hello, Dawn. Just going to wait for a few people to come in. I just want to bring a little bit more clarity. Just hoping to help people in the days ahead, in these days, in these times, absolutely in these times for people. So I'm just going to wait. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you all. It's just a little bit of further clarity, further assistance to you. So I'll just wait a moment. This won't be too long because I actually need the loo. I've been out today, I've been into town and I've come back, but I actually bumped into a friend in town, and it was our conversation that we shared that has kind of prompted the energy in me to do a little bit more of a live that runs on from 2 days ago, the live then. So 2 days ago I did a little live from the veg patch, if some of you will recall. If you haven't seen that, then probably this won't have any meaning whatsoever. And that's okay too, isn't it? You know, we're always in exactly the right place at the right time. So this little live update is one to bring further clarity to what I was pointing to 2 days ago. Hopefully to help anybody, even if it helps one person. And the other reason is just to come on and explain to you why I do actually say the things I do, and when I say the things I do. I want to update you on that because I realise now that I've never actually told you. So I just want to bring clarity to why I do the lives and why I write what I write when I write it. Okay, so hopefully I'm going to remember those 2 points as to why I've come on right now. Okay, so let's go to the live of 2 days ago in the veg plot, and you will know that it was all about nature and seeing how nature flows. It doesn't resist. It literally is the natural organic system. So when I came off from that live, it was then I had this aha moment, because on that Tuesday morning for me, before I went out to work on the veg patch, I literally had a learning dream in the morning. So we all get different types of dreams when we sleep, and one of the types of dreams I've always received since I awoke in 2012 was what I just label, for labeling's sake, learning dreams. And these are specific dreams from my higher consciousness that want Mandy, the personality, to be aware of something. So it's always, Mandy, you need to know this. Otherwise I wouldn't necessarily know. So the morning prior to that live from the veg patch, well, let me restate that just for clarity. I did the live on the veg patch, and it was all about flow, because Mother Earth was showing me the true nature of flow and how it's so much easier to flow through any situation, any circumstance, rather than go into the mind and then there's resistance, and then there might be fight or anxiety, stress, worry, fear. Basically, it all revolves around fear when we resist what is happening to us and happening to our loved ones and the people we care about, or the world itself, or the kingdoms. So I did that live based on what Mother Earth was showing me when I was doing the voluntary work. She always teaches me. But when I came off the live, I remembered this learning dream I'd had that morning. And I want to show you it because I've just drawn it out very basically for you, and this will show you how the learning dream in the morning was pretty much exactly the same as what Mother Earth showed me late morning that I did the live about. It was pretty much the same information, and I didn't realize that till afterwards. And I always record the dreams so that I remember them or can go back to them. So I've drawn out the learning dream for you, and you'll see that this is pretty much the same information, only it's probably a little bit clearer and shorter. The learning dream itself on Tuesday morning showed me the land. It showed me this planet, and I was just viewing it very close to lots of different things that were strewn all over the land. So I've drawn you a little picture. It's not very good. There we go. I've drawn you a little picture. Let me see if I can get that in. And hopefully you can see the sort of hills in the far background. The eye was my viewpoint in the dream itself. And then I saw lots of different things on the land. They could have been anything. There could have been people, natural things. But basically, there was no order to it. It was quite chaotic, in other words. I'll show you the picture again, because I appreciate this camera's back to front, so I'm having difficulty coordinating it with my fingers. But basically, that scene was of objects all over Mother Earth, and it was chaotic. Those objects could have been anything. It doesn't matter what they are. What it was showing me was no structure. It was showing me chaos. It was showing me lack of order. Show you it again. Okay. Everything was in disarray, in other words. Nothing was in control. So then the learning dream quickly changed to what I'm going to show you now. Okay. And what you can see there, if you imagine that squiggle as similar to a road. And it wasn't a road, by the way. In the learning dream, it was not a road. It was just literally as I've drawn it. It didn't have the meaning of a road. But what it showed me was flow. You can see that the whole of that diagram is curved. And if you imagine a road, you could imagine lots of hairpin bends where the road twists and turns. But it's always flowing. But the twists and turns are packed really, really closely together. They're very tight turns. So what that meant was that a lot is happening in a short space of time, which is why I've written the word speed. Everything will occur in quite a short space of time for each individual. So they were the two scenes that I was shown in my learning dream on Tuesday morning before I awoke. But during that scene, my consciousness, my higher consciousness said to me, to Mandy, it said, show them the easiest way is flow. Show them that the easiest way is to flow. So let's go back to the first picture and remind you the seemingly apparent chaos, lack of control, no order whatsoever, everything just all over the place. And that will be a perception for some. It will be. Bearing in mind, here in this experience for us, we're witnessing different perceptions, 7.8 billion perceptions in different states of consciousness. So on the outer reality, it will be perceived as quite chaotic, lacking in order, structure, just disarray. But the easiest way through is to flow with it. Just flow with it. So whatever happens in your reality, in your life, in the lives of the people around you, in your world, in your country, in your district, whatever is occurring for you, the easiest way through so much that will happen so quickly, and it's already here. It's just flow, keep flowing through it. And my consciousness was showing me to speak and tell you that the easiest way is to flow through. Just allow each day. Take each day in the present moment. And if you struggle, come back to the present moment. Forget the stories. Forget what's happened yesterday, the week before, and just come back to the present moment. And that's where you'll find your peace. And when you're in that present moment, that's when you can think clearly and know if you need to take any actions, it's from that peaceful, neutral state, without stories, that you can make your highest choices and decisions. And it's from there that you can actually speak your highest truth and be your highest state and have an effect on the people around you in the highest possible way. So basically, that was the dream Tuesday morning, and then I recorded it, forgot about it, went out to work, and Mother Earth showed me exactly the same. And then it was afterwards I realised, oh my God, this is the same information, just shown in a different way. So I guess that's my message, is to just flow. Everything will come very fast for each of us in different ways based on our individuality and the stories that present to us. So then today, as I say, I bumped into a friend and we were chatting. We stayed chatting for ages and spent time together, and she said, oh, I love it how you just explain your experiences, you know, your Facebook lives and what you're going through. And that's when I realized, and I thought, wow, no, I'm not explaining what I'm going through. So that's what I want to clarify, because it's not something I really sort of talk about openly. And I just want to explain, especially for newcomers, why I do Facebook Lives when I do them, and why I write posts the way shows posts when I write them. I'm just in service to all. That's why I'm here. It's not about me. It's not about my life. It's not about an audience. It's not about figures. So when I do these writings or these lives, it's because there's an energetic that occurs within my body. It's very, very physical. I feel it. And with that comes data. And it is that in that now moment, I'm to do or share information that will help the collective. So even if, for me, even if it helps one person, sorry, I'm finding it hard holding this camera and pointing it in the right place, but even if it helps one person, I'm happy, you know, just one person. If it just helps bring peace or clarity or just some understanding, or if they just feel that they are loved in that moment. If it's one person, that's my job done. I'm happy. I'm not attached to what I write or what I say at all, because then there's the next moment and the next moment, and I've moved on already from that moment. So part two of this role is just to support the main bulk of the awakened through the stages. And so the lives that I do and the writings that I write aren't ever about me or where I am on my journey. They're about where the mass collective is on their awakened journey. In other words, when the energy comes into my body to say something or to write something, it's because my higher consciousness is saying, put this out because it will help. It's never about my personal life or my personal journey. If I were to speak or write about what I'm going through in that moment, it wouldn't help you. It wouldn't help the vast majority, should I say. It would be completely irrelevant to your experience. As an example, the last 10 days, my only job really is to work with my light body until solstice. That's all I have to do. That's my guidance. So I've seen my light body for, I don't know, at least 6 years now. I've worked with it for at least 6 years now. It got activated even more about 10 days ago. And so my only real job is to work with it directly so that I can be the highest frequency I possibly can be on the day of solstice. And that's all I personally need to do. But for me to explain how I work with my light body, how I can move the energy, how I interact with the energy, because I see my light body within my body and outside of my body. It lights up the dark when I'm in the dark. For me to even try and explain that right now, when this is what's in front of most people, is pointless. It's utterly pointless for me to do that. So in other words, I'm just trying to help as best I can based on the data I receive in the now moment that will best serve the collective. So when I woke in 2012, sure, I was given so many different visions that played out right in front of my eyes as a reality, just like I'm looking at the camera now. They were my experiences of different experiences. They were like visions. And some of those things haven't occurred for the collective yet. They're still to come. And they're wonderful. But to talk about those now would be pointless, because it would just distract people from actually where the collective is and what the collective is going through in order to elevate themselves to a higher frequency, in order to have the very experiences that I was shown years ago would occur for humanity and the kingdoms. So that's why I don't talk about galactic too much. That's why I don't talk too much about the higher frequency experience of consciousness. That's why I don't talk too much about the light body, our capabilities, our energetic capabilities. It's why I don't talk too much about all the things that people practice in 4D, because most of those will get dissolved at each one's rate before they ascend to the 5D and 6D and 7D, because they're not needed. They're not needed there. They were like stepping stones through the 4D, and they served their purposes. They absolutely served as stepping stones for each one through the 4D journey. But the 4D is also illusion, you see. It's also illusion. So the person wakes up again from the 4D spiritual arena, and gently, just within themselves, nobody needs to tell them, they will just dissolve anything that is no longer their highest truth as they evolve higher and higher in their own consciousness. So many things that we give focus to, or people give focus to in the 4D, I just don't give focus to, because it's temporary. They're temporary focus that aren't used or utilized in 5D. And the reason being is, in 5D you have the gifts within you. You are empowered within you. You're out of polarity. You're out of separation. You're in the unity. And everything you need to know personally in that now moment, which is why I keep talking about the present moment so much, because that is 5D. It's not about past. It's not about future. It's about the present moment, because that's where all the information is that your consciousness wishes you to hear, to see, to act on. And it's the same for everyone. So everybody gets their own information. Everybody gets their own gifts, talents, passions. And you do your passion. They're your gifts. That's your contribution to the whole, is to follow your passions, the things you love. So for me, it's energy. It always has been since I awoke. Who'd have thought it? I never would have thought in a million years that I would be so fascinated with energy, but I am. And why? Because that's my path, is to interact with it and serve with the energy that I can work with. And it would just amplify and amplify for everybody, whatever their gifts are, whatever their passions are and their gifts. That's what they've come to give. And it will be your joy, your absolute joy to give. So I just wanted to really come on, explain those two things, tell you about the clarity, about things will be happening quite quickly, at speed, perhaps to you or perhaps around you, perhaps within the lives of your loved ones. And just to remember that the easiest way through fast-paced times of change for you and the people around you, the society around you, the easiest way through each and every moment and each and every day will be for you to flow. And just breathe, take a deep breath within and breathe it out through and into the whole of your body. Breathe the love out to yourself, to your body, and just expand it out, and you'll soon be in the flow. And do what helps you become in the flow. Maybe that's a walk in nature, maybe it's soft music. Whatever suits you, it's different for everybody. But it is that flow that will give you the strength. Why? Because you will be in harmony with the greater design that is flow. So in other words, even though you could say a scene is chaotic, I'll just show you again. Even though you can say that a scene there may look chaotic, may look disorganized, may lack this idea of order, there is actually a greater design behind that chaos that is in flow. So the greater unseen design behind that perception of chaos is that there's a greater flow in operation, and that is this flow into the golden age. So I hope that helps. I hope that helps also explain why I come on when I come on. I won't come on for the sake of it. I won't come on just to talk. I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in serving in the way my consciousness shows me to serve. That's how I can make a difference. And that is the only truth for everybody. In truth, that is the service. So I won't write for the sake of it. I won't come on for the sake of it. And I won't write about my personality experiences, because the personality, the identity, actually gets dissolved. We pull out of it when we're ready to. And that will happen a lot for people next year. Eventually, next year, so many will be ready to surrender the identity, that overlay. You could call it an entity, but it's the overlay that allowed us to be in forgetfulness. It allowed us this very experience of being human. And when the person is ready for that to be dropped, which is a stage at a time, it's then that we serve in a way that is of service to the whole, where we just listen from within ourselves or see from within ourselves in the present moment, and we just act from that. And when you have everybody doing that, you have unity. So that unity arrives from within you, one by one by one. But it only arrives when that entity, that personality, that identity, that fixation, that illusion is let go of. And there's no searching for that either. There's no searching to let go of your identity. Just find peace in knowing it happens to you, by you, at exactly the right moment for you. Trust your path. Trust the consciousness that you are. Trust your greater design, because it's happening to you. And each and every one will get through it. And each and every one is held in truth all the way through. All the way through, no matter what people face or go through or experience. There's this underlying design and frequency of love that is literally holding everybody through. And you can soon align to that design if you choose to flow. Just go into your heart and let go. Surrender whatever resistance is occurring within you. Just surrender the resistance. And see, feel how freeing it is. And then make another choice after you've surrendered the resistance within you. Okay, I'll shut up. Okay, I love you, and I just love you. And we're doing this together. You're not on your own. Trust your consciousness. Not the mind, not the program. Just trust your heart and your consciousness. And then when you are in that neutrality, and back into your own balance, that's when you can make the highest choices for you. Okay, I hope that helps. Loving you all the way home, always. You take care of yourselves. And just remember, the message is to tell them the easiest way through is to flow. So much love to you all. God bless. Bye-bye.